I hope you're well today. You might have seen my post yesterday on various social media platforms on how to detach when you've been with someone in a relationship for probably a long time, or a relationship that has been very meaningful. And I think in my post, one of the things that I said is that there is a time to walk away and a time to stay a little longer. But what is timeless is the wisdom to discern the difference. Before you leave a friendship, consider the path, the season, and the silent ties that may not speak out but still hold you together. This, of course, was for me an introductory post just to prepare you for what else I was going to share. But actually, if we analyze that very idea, is that it's easy, yes, you can get somewhere, probably feel fed up, or the relationship is not meaningful anymore to you. But don't be surprised that actually this person that you are leaving, they may still be very much attached to you. Yes, it's good for you to leave, but I think also it's very important for you to notice that there are other silent ties that maybe someone is not speaking about. Maybe the issue was something to do with misunderstanding or conflict management or something like that. But maybe there are deeper roots, more beautiful things that are deep in the relationship that probably are not spoken about. And the moment you leave, that really affects the person. So the second post says, before you walk away from someone's life, pause. Your presence might be the roots holding up their fragile world. And that's a reality. Sometimes when you move on, we think we have found something better, but that person has not found something better than you. They are still holding on to you. You are the one holding their lives together. And this is why you hear you left someone and then they have committed suicide, and you wonder, I wish I stayed a little longer. I wish I left the right time. So it's important to just be very sensitive. It is easy to unplug and move on until you realize you were the lighthouse in the storm. So every time someone was confused, they actually looked up to you for direction, for the light, for hope that we are almost getting to the dry land where we're going to be saved. And so the moment you detach, then the world of security for that person is completely brought down. And so they don't know how to move on for a start. So people don't just hold on memories of you, they build hopes around you. Depart with care. Of course, what that means simply is, when you're with someone, maybe when they are making all their plans in their lives, they're actually planning everything, knowing that you'll be there to support them. If they are going back to school, they're going back to school because they know Silas will stand there and support them. Maybe when they feel overwhelmed, maybe small talks here and there, you won't be there to discuss this, whatever it is that they're going through. And so they go back to school comfortably, knowing that you won't be there for them. Maybe some others are getting into relationships, knowing, okay, fine, if anybody get there, it becomes difficult for me. I still have a backup of my friend who can always, guide me and give me some wisdom, sense of wisdom, can help me become objective. I have a place that I can come and pour out and share what it is that I'm going through in my life. So depart with care. You may feel free walking away, but do you first ask, what will wither when I leave? Yeah, because there is something sprouting in the life of that person because you're there. And the moment you leave, honestly, that dries up. For example, let's say it could be even prayer life. Like you've been there praying with someone, working together, you invite them for prayers, for whatever else. And so whatever prayer life they have has to do with you because you're the one who has enabled them to get there. Maybe it's emotional intelligence. You've really helped them deal with themselves, deal with the stuff that have bothered them in their lives. And so the moment you leave, their whole world collapses. So it begins to dry. So it's important to realize that. Let me tell you also, there are some relationships that are existing, marriage relationships. They're existing because of friendships. What I mean is that your marriage is existing because there is someone else who is providing a shoulder to your partner. It could be a priest, could be a therapist, could be a friend, could be a family member. And so when that someone checks out, I can tell you, your marriage is going to wither because it was being supported by that particular person. Some connections run deeper than feelings. They are foundations. Approaching carelessly can cause silent collapse. I think I don't need to expound that more. It's very clear. that relationships go deeper than just you meeting and talking and eating together or whatever it is that you do and you enjoy together. It goes deeper than that. It creates meaning and purpose for that person. And so the moment you're gone, then the whole foundation comes crumbling down. Okay. So before you go someone, ask yourself, were you their safe place, their prayer answered, their daily joy? Okay, to ask yourself, because if that's what you are to that particular person, then you can imagine what is going to happen to them. So the cons that ties us to others are often unseen, but when severed, the soul bleeds silently. Living someone's life might be your relief, but it could be their trauma. That's true. For you felt like this relationship is not working and you left. Maybe someone will be traumatized by that. And sometimes we didn't leave because we were objective in our decision to leave. Sometimes we leave because we have other maybe unresolved issues within us, and so we just decide to leave someone. But they're left wondering, how did you just leave me? Before you unplug the sun, were you just a visitor or a central pillar in their temple? So if you really meant a lot to them, just being gracious to involve them in your process of living, so that they know actually in the next 1 year or in the next couple of months, you're going to be away. You will leave them. And so how do they deal with themselves in the process? Let them ask you all the questions, because sometimes one of the questions that people ask is, like for example, when you ghost someone, they are left to ask, what mistake did I do? They feel like they did everything right, but the fact that you left, they don't understand and they don't know how to move on with their lives. And so they keep on figuring out like, what mistake did I do? But oftentimes, people don't leave because of mistake that you did. People leave because they wanted to leave. People leave because they found a better life. But oftentimes, because we want explanation, want to know exactly what happened, we want to have closure, we are left feeling like, hey, I think there's something I did to make that person leave. People don't leave because of something you do. People leave because they decide to leave, and they are probably a better life for them to live. Okay, so be careful when you're leaving someone.